Hello everybody and welcome back to the next episode of Let's Play Railroad Tycoon 3 Coast to Coast with your host Shenner, currently playing Scenario 4, I believe is our target. So we're going to have to load this after 3. You can see they actually show you can actually see the routes that you had on your previous maps, and red routes are enemy routes. Well, not enemies, but competition. So after 2. After 3. Anyway, I can't click the button, so I'll see you guys in a second. There we go. So the next one's called Texas Tea. See you guys at the introduction.
Nacogdoches, Texas. Now, it didn't have much of a ring to it back in 1888 either, but that year, it put the state of Texas on an industrial track that hasn't derailed yet. Thanks to Patillo Higgins and Captain Lucas. These fellers risked their entire fortunes on this little used stuff that locals called Texas tea, black gold, or maybe you've heard the name oil. Yep, Texas had a new industry from that day on, and it didn't include cattle. Go figure.
Alright, everybody. Welcome to Texas. This is just an awesome map. You have to admit it. We got the wonderful crap of New Mexico over here. It's a nice settled valley along the river, and then a bunch of desolate crap. Roswell, with, you know, and then more desolate crap, more desolate crap. You get into Mexico and you get some more mountains, but other than that, it's still desolate crap until you get past the mountain range. And then you have some nice land all along the Rio. Anyway, we start in 1888. This is a much later starting time than all the other maps so far. And because of this, it means we're going to run into different trains than you saw earlier. So anyway, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. You have 30 years to do the following. For bronze, have 15 million in company value and haul, or company cash. Oh wow, you have the 50 million in cash on hand. And haul 50 loads of oil. At least 30 loads of coffee from Mexico to the US, okay. Same as silver, but also achieve 5 million in personal net wealth. Okay, anytime you see personal net wealth, oh, 15 million, holy shit. Personal net wealth is your money and your stocks combined, minus any negative how would you say, investments that you've made. When you invest and you don't have the money to invest, then they charge you extra. And you slowly pay it back because you're buying on a margin. Anyway, so we have to get 15 million in personal net wealth. Holy shit. Special conditions, none. So we can start multiple companies, and we can also connect any track to any station anywhere. Okay, so we're pretty free to do whatever we want. Now this is the first time we're going to use a map mode that lets you see what country you're in. So far we've only been in the US, and it actually has an impact on where you can run your track. So in this sense, this river here is the divider between the US and Mexico. Just follow the river, and that's the dividing line. So where is the map mode? Maybe I can't see it until I start a company. Yeah, let's start a company. Okay. Call it Texas Tea. No. Fuck Texas Tea. We're gonna call it There Will Be Blood. We need to pick a nice logo. There you go. Texas logo. Perfect. Although it's not a longhorn, but it'll do. Okay, now here we can see territories. This button is the new button. And as you can see, here's the two territories, the USA and Mexico, divided by that wonderful river. Apparently there is a part of the US down here in Mexico. I didn't know that was possible. No, it's just a random... Interesting. Oh, it's water. I couldn't tell it was water. It's water, that's why it doesn't have territory. Anyway. So we don't have a whole lot of starting cash. We really don't want to issue stock, because if we issue stock, then that devalues our stock. And it's important that our dude, our main dude, keeps as much money as possible. So we want to keep our dividend running. We also want to buy back our own stock, because that'll raise the value of our stock, meaning our guy will be worth more money. So in this map, you have a ton of options. There's a lot of ways to go about it. If we see this view, you can see where general goods are. So this map mode right here, all, will show you stacks of every single item in the game. It doesn't differentiate between any of them, it shows you where the most shit is. So in this sense, you can see Austin has a lot of shit, a lot more than San Antonio has. Houston has nothing. Fort Worth has quite a bit. Lawton, Oklahoma City, they have a little. Fort Smith has a lot. What could that be? You have a ton of lumber, because they have a lumber mill right in the middle of a bunch of logging camps. Built 3 years ago. It's too expensive. I would love to own that. I'm sure it's... Oh yeah, it's pumping out good cash. Let's see. What is this building? Textile mill. Also too expensive. Also very profitable. You can see it's a textile mill in the middle of a bunch of sheep. So, very profitable. Let's see what else has a big stack. Austin has a big stack. What is this? There's 2 big stacks. Steel mill. This one has a lot of coal. Actually, that's not a lot. That's just a little. And you have some iron. So you can actually be profitable. Yeah, it's really rare to find a profitable steel mill in this game. And the other thing that's profitable is a meatpacking plant, worth very, very, very much money. Oh my goodness, look how many cattle ranches are feeding that one meatpacking plant. Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's one way to do it. One option here, what's this? Another meatpacking, okay. So one option for this map is to just look for those spikes, and then you could, for instance, haul back and forth between San Antonio and Austin. Doing that will bring the livestock from this region up to here, and you'll make profit on hauling the livestock up to here to Austin. And then you'll also make profit hauling the meat after it's been processed here at the plant. You'll bring that meat back down to San Antonio. So that's one way to do it. And it works for any item, of course, you know, logs to a lumber mill. Like, here's a bunch of logs, but there's no lumber mill. So one option here would be to build a lumber mill. And you could buy some of the logging camps, or just haul back and forth, whatever. Like, running a line from San Antonio to Uvalde will be profitable because you'll haul the logs here, and then you'll haul the lumber back. Very basic stuff. But as you can see, we're going to have 2 competitors on this map. And it can be a real bitch, because of course they'll do things like link up to your tracks, they'll try to steal your profits. You don't have to be the only company remaining. So at least that's good, because that can really be a hassle. So what these guys will do, usually I see them go between Dallas and Fort... One of them will do the Dallas and Fort Worth. And that is a company that starts out very slow. But as the economy progresses, whoever does this line, as the economy progresses, that will become more and more and more profitable, and both these towns will grow. So that one is kind of weak early on, but very strong in the late game. The other one that I see frequently is the Odessa and La Mesa, or the Lubbock La Mesa, or the Amarillo Lubbock. They like to run this line straight down Amarillo, Lubbock, La Mesa, whatever. Abilene, San Angelo. They just like to go straight down. Anyway, we'll do whatever. I have no set plan for this one, which could be bad. We could be destined for destruction here just because I got no fucking plan, you know? Let's see, hauling shit from there would be good, but that's Mexico. It's nothing really over here. I'm trying to find a good starting town. Odessa has a ton of sheep farms, but there's no real demand for clothes. I mean, clothes are rarely super profitable. It's good if you own the textile mill, which we can't fucking afford. Oh, speak of the devil, we can afford it. 1 million bucks. It will be all the money in the world, so maybe we shouldn't do it. If we took a loan, it might be okay. Oh, this could be the stupidest thing ever. Buying a manufacturer like that would be all of our money. And I really don't want to tie up all of our money, you know? Okay, Odessa has a profitable textile mill, and San Angelo has a profitable lumber mill. If I link up those two towns, they should be able to haul shit back and forth with some reasonable profitability. See, San Antonio has a profitable lumber mill, and Austin has a profitable meatpacking plant. So linking those two up will haul goods back and forth, of course. But no logs will be hauled from Austin, so we wouldn't be making money on both of them. We'd only be making money on one of them. Other option is we could just buy some logging camps. There's a lot of them around. You could buy a few of them at a time. They're not that expensive. You could buy some cattle ranches. They always make money. You could buy some dairy farms. They always make money. I mean, there's never a dairy farm that doesn't make money. But I think we'll just do the traditional thing of building trains. Because who doesn't like trains, you know? That's what the game's for, man. So we need to come up with a line that'll be decent. What I usually do is San Antonio, Austin. I've always done it, and I don't know why. It's not necessarily the best. In fact, it starts out pretty shitty. And it has some weird terrain. Austin has some crappy terrain. You see the little depression in the map here? And again, this depression over here? Those are actually two rivers. And for some reason, the game decided to include this river, but they didn't include this river. See the whole valley? This is a river. And the game just decided, well, we don't need those rivers. So instead, they left the topographical map, but they didn't add the river. So you wind up with this weird hilly shit over here that's hard to build on. Houston is useless early on. It has nothing there. There's a tool and die that doesn't make any money. But it will if we can haul some steel to there. So if this steel mill is actually producing anything, and it is, then we can make some money hauling to Houston from Austin. So we should link that up. So why don't we do what I traditionally do, San Antonio, Austin, and then we'll make it a priority to get up to Waco. Is this toy factory comparable? No. Well, it could be if we sent our shit up from San Antonio. Sent the lumber up from San Antonio to Austin, and then from Austin to Waco. Then we can make some toys, and the toys, you know, people will buy toys. Okay, let's get started. Yes, medium station is just fine. Orientation of your station can be very important, because you want to be able to connect the track as easily as possible. You have to make sure you leave room for maintenance buildings, etc. So in this sense, we want to connect to Austin, and then from Austin to Houston. So Austin's going to be where we put our maintenance facility. So this one's not so critical. Just put it like that. And Austin we'll put like this way. I wish I had well, I guess I do have the money for a large, but we'll hold off on the large for now. We'll just do a video. Okay, it fits in the middle right there. Stupid riverbed. Okay, there goes a lot of our money. We need our maintenance facility. Water thingy. And a train. Okay, so we have some interesting new trains here. You're familiar with the American, which is pretty old by our standards, and the Consolidation, which is nice. It has good speeds, it's decent stats all around, it's just expensive upkeep, and it's expensive to buy. And the Duke is a little faster, I think, isn't it? No, it's not, it's slower. What's the difference? Ah, the Duke has better acceleration, which can be very important when you're going up and down hills, like undulations. Acceleration will get you back up to speed more quickly. And the Duke also has better fuel economy, and the Duke also looks sharp, which is one step up from acceptable for passenger appeal. But overall, I still will usually go with the Consolidation. And this other one that was introduced in 1882, you see, is the Shay 2 truck. And the Shay is meant for climbing. Look at these speeds on climbing. It is amazing. Compare it to the Duke. Yeah, 3. Consolidation 5. The Shay, 16, baby. So the Shay's good if you have... I can't move this one. I guess I can. The Shay's good if you have, let's say, a Monterey to Saltillo route. So you can run up and down this mountain or directly through the mountain, whatever, and just use a Shay. And it'll go slow. It'll go 16 if it's full. But that's a lot faster than any other trains will be able to get up there. So, anyway, we're going to use a Consolidation because I like it. We're going to go San Antonio, Austin, turn it on to full, leave everything default, any cargo, don't care about dining cars or cabooses, bingo bango. We're going to make 113k on it. Now what I would love to do is take out a loan and connect up to Houston, because we could immediately start making money by buying this tool and die, which is unprofitable, it's losing money, and then making it profitable by hauling the steel over. I want to do that. I want to buy the tool and die. I want to make it profitable. Oh, I'm an idiot. I don't need to buy the tool and die because San Antonio has one. And it's already profitable because the steel is already coming from here to San Antonio. So, sorry Houston, you still have nothing interesting. Come up with something interesting and I'll connect to you. Seriously. Okay, one of our goals was to haul coffee from Mexico. Let me pull it up so you can see the goals again. For silver, haul at least 30 loads of coffee from Mexico to the US. So, at some point, we're going to have to get access to Mexico. So if we go to here, there we go, Mexico. If you read the bottom of the screen, it says, "There Will Be Blood does not have access rights. Click here if interested in purchasing rights," and it says the cost will be $1 million. So, purchase access rights to Mexico for $1 million. Unfortunately, you only have $323,000. Save your pennies for another day. So we can't afford to connect to Mexico, or not to connect, to get access rights to Mexico yet. But we will get an offer. I don't remember what year it comes. We'll get an offer from Mexico to do it, to buy the rights for like 50k. It's super cheap. But the stipulation is that you have to connect to Mexico like really, really, really quickly. And if you don't, then they charge you like $3 million. So it's kind of hit or miss on whether you want to do it. One other thing that will happen, keep this in mind, if you ever play this game yourself, if you're not just doing this for the Let's Play, if you actually want to play this yourself, this will screw you over the first time. Mexico has a lot of profitable territory. If you go there early on and you start building a bunch of shit there, like Monterrey to Saltillo, Monterrey to Matamoros, Monclava, whatever, you can connect up to all this shit. A lot of it's very profitable. Ciudad Juárez, I forget how to pronounce that. They're very profitable to connect them up. All the businesses down here do well. Chihuahua's a good town to connect to. You will have, at some point in this game, a revolt. I forget what kind it is, but it's in Mexico only. And it will destroy everything that you own. It'll destroy all your stations, all your track, anything you've built, any buildings, maintenance, water towers, businesses. It'll destroy anything that has your logo on it. So, fair warning. That will happen. Anyway, coffee in this map is in Mexico. Monterrey and Matamoros. And there's some over here as well. So we have to haul 30 loads of this shit to the US. And if we look where the demand is, it's not here, but it's fine up here. So you don't have to go very far. You can haul it just, you know, to Laredo or Corpus Christi, whatever. There is a pier in Beaumont that demands 12 coffee a year. So it's a huge demand. If you actually want to haul the coffee that far, you'll make good money on it. But there's no reason to haul it that far to complete that that part of the campaign. It's just not necessary. You can haul it just a few feet and still make profit. Okay, so what net worth is crap. We have 30 years to do it. And our company book value is a piece of shit, pretty much. What does it say our book value, anyway? No, not there. Book value, we're at 1,100,000. Alright. So we have 300k left. We could, if we wanted to, connect up to Waco. Maybe, if we took out a loan. Schoolhouse, you don't demand anything. You demand wood. It's a better one, I think. There's wood that's demanded over here. Another toy factory. And what's this? A furniture factory. Cool. Haven't seen one of these before. These all come out, toy factories and furniture factories and all sorts of stuff. All these businesses come out at certain years in the game. And certain countries will get them at certain years, either earlier or later than other countries. So, 1888, I think we're ready to unpause. I'm just not sure if we want to connect up something else first. Could connect to Killeen. You can actually develop Killeen into a decent town. Oh, that's something else I should mention. One strategy people use in games like this, I mean not games like this, in this specific game, is to actually build up a town that sucks. Like Killeen. Killeen sucks balls. Why would you ever connect here? There's only 5 little houses, and it's got no businesses, and it's only a half-star. That's fine and dandy. You can build it up as much as you want. If you put a factory here, like, let's say we put a distillery right here in Killeen. That will immediately make a demand for more people to live here. It just does. Then as you start hauling shit to and from this distillery, you'll create more and more jobs, and people will come and live here, and then if you upgrade the distillery, you'll get more people, etc., etc. You can do the same thing with all these other businesses. Paper mills, paper mills suck. Steel mills, textile, all this shit. It just gives people jobs, so they will eventually want to live there. But if the town has less than 4 houses, and you actually do have to count them, if it has less than 4 houses, don't waste your time. Because if it has less than 4 houses, it cannot grow. It's some kind of a bug in the game where you seriously cannot grow if it has less than 4 houses. This one with a half a star with 5 houses, you can get this up to like a 5-star super city. I mean, that's, you know, it's like New York City, metropolis, 15 million people. You can get it up that big because it has 5 houses to start with. But if you find, let's see if we can find a small enough one. Roswell, maybe. Yep, Roswell has 2 houses. That's it. Roswell will never grow. Ever. End of story. So don't even bother trying to grow it. Okay, now that that's over with, I have decided we're going to unpause. Now, take a look at my train here, my only train. I'm going to tell him, I'm going to give him a little prep speech that my entire company is resting on his shoulders. So, don't fuck it up. Now again, we have no restrictions on this map. One evil thing we could do, if we really wanted to dick with the other players, well, the other computer players, is to build where I think they are likely to build. So I could put a small station in Fort Worth, small station in Dallas, run track, and just haul back and forth. And that will cause him to probably look elsewhere rather than forcing another route back and forth here. Because once someone builds a route back and forth here, the AI just kind of goes, oh well, it's taken. And they'll move on to the next city. I wonder if we can afford this. Oh yeah, of course we can. We can take a loan. So yeah, we're going to say, fuck you, AI. This is such a mean thing to do. Let's see. I'm trying to think about where I'm going to put my maintenance building. Because I don't like... I've probably gone over this before. But as an example, we planned on going San Antonio to Austin, and I had planned, I already took it back, I may not do it, but I had planned on going Austin to Houston. So because we were going to go like this, I wanted to put my maintenance building on this side of the station, and I wanted to put it in Austin. That way, I can run one split track over to San Antonio and the other split track over to Houston. So I wouldn't spend an extra 100K on building a second maintenance facility. Instead, we just use the one. So you save on building costs, and then you save on upkeep. So what I'm thinking is up here, if we're going to have one station here and one station here, where do we want the maintenance building? Where do we want to connect to after Dallas? Well, after Fort Worth, we're going to go to Waco. After Waco, we're going to go to Austin. So I'm going to put a maintenance facility in Waco. That's a guarantee. God, this sucks. Half the town's on this side of the river, half the town's on that side of the river, and it's in like a small hill area, so it's hard to build the station there, because you got to fit a bridge in somewhere. And we'll worry about that later. Anyway, let's just build our little thingy. These two towns, by the way, Fort Worth and Dallas, will normally what I see is they both develop into huge super cities right next to each other. Kind of like real life. In real life, they're both pretty large. The area is very developed. Oh, it's too expensive, and I don't want to take out a loan. Well, poo. You done making me money now? How much money are you gonna make? Come on, show me your money. Oh, you're gonna make 242K. Nice. Hauling steel. Meat and steel. Fuck yes. As soon as that lands, I'll connect up the other train. Stupid river valley with no river. Time for your refilling of water. Oh, there we go. So we have our first competitor. See up here? The Oklahoma City Lawton. That's fine. So that's way up here in the north. Now this guy, I can tell you right away, he's going to be hugely profitable. He's going to connect to Wichita Falls, and then he's going to connect to Tulsa, he's going to connect to Fort Smith, he's going to connect to Amarillo. The towns up here, they're profitable, but they're profitable in a different way. I would call this a localized market. He's going to do this. Pretty much guaranteed. He's going to connect up all this shit, and he's going to leave me alone. He'll probably buy some of these farms, these corn farms, grain farms, whatever. He'll probably buy some of these farms and connect everything up, and he'll make a lot of money, and we can just ignore the fuck out of him. This other guy, though, I'm pretty sure he's going to go Lubbock, Boston, or Abilene, San Angelo. One of those two. Anyway, back to our trade. I don't know why I speculate so much. I'm just guessing what the other guy's going to do, you know? Come on, make me this. Make me some money. 230K. Yeah, it's good. There we go. So the next company is in. The San Angelo Abilene. Yeah, there you go. You've got a warehouse here. Look at that. It turns iron into steel. Cool. Except there's nothing here that demands steel. Is there any iron? I think I already looked. There's no iron nearby, so that's stupid. There's nothing that really demands steel nearby, so that's not going to do any good. But this probably makes a ton. Oh yeah, that's supremely profitable. Anyway, let's run our train. And in this case, it's a very short track. I'm really considering using the Duke because it'll get up to speed faster, and you don't really go very far, so the acceleration will probably be more important than the top speed. Catch my drift? So we're going to use a Duke. And look at that, there's nothing. There's just some passengers. Anyway, let's build our maintenance. Our water. We'll watch this dumbass go back and forth. Whee! I'm holding passengers. Oh shit, we're out of time. Alright. Pause. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed our time together today. Join us next time where we continue this railroad